Hello, welcome to today's immigration tidbit. First of all, there's not enough information here to tell you whether you can adjust or not. Even if the visa number was current, I have no idea when you entered the U.S. or how you entered the U.S. You do say that you're currently in the U.S. legally, which means that you probably came here on a visitor visa and you probably just entered. So, a couple things. Even if the visa number is current, if you come into the United States on a visitor visa and within 90 days you do something inconsistent with the terms of that, and the terms of that being, visit Disneyland, have fun, and say goodbye and leave. If you apply for adjustment of status within that time, it is presumed to be fraud. It is presumed that you did not come in the U.S. and intend to go to Disneyland and visit and have fun. Rather, it is presumed that you intended to use the visitor visa as a vehicle to get into the U.S. so then you can apply for adjustment for the green card. Okay? So that's that. As far as the type of petition, you're saying your father's a U.S. citizen and you're above 30. Well, there's two different preferences for those types of petitions. One is if you're single, that's a particular preference, and one if you're married, that's a particular preference. Now, if you're single, which is first preference, that will take less waiting time than if you're married, which is third preference. And the reason it would take less time if you're single is theoretically you need more family support, family unity, and so forth. But if you're married, you have your own family unit, and therefore it is less imperative to push the petition through. All right? Now, there's something you need to look at to determine whether or not it's current. Obviously, I'd need to know what country you're from. So it's called the Visa Bulletin, okay? And it's put out every single month. Every month, without doubt, the Visa Bulletin is put out. And it contains a lot of information, but the particular part of the table that you would find interesting deals with the waiting lists of family-based immigration on the preference system. So it's divided into different countries, okay? And basically, the countries that are specifically listed are way busier and have way more backlogs than the rest of the world. So the Visa Bulletin itself is the rest of the world, and then it's China, Philippines, Mexico, and India. Okay? Those are the four countries that have the most immigration to the U.S., biggest backlog, and longest waits. So if you don't happen to be from one of those four countries, you would look under the column for the rest of the world. Then you need to look at the proper preference. So again, it depends if you're married or not. I don't know what preference you're under, but if you're single, you look under the first preference. They will tell you what date they are currently processing. So, you didn't even put what date your petition was filed, okay? So let's say your petition was filed on, May 10th, 2015. And let's say you look at this particular box on this preference for the Visa Bulletin, and it says that it is processing May 10th, 2012. Okay? In that example I just gave you, that pretty much tells you have another 3 years, give or take, to wait. Might be a little longer, might be a little less, but it's a good estimate. Okay? If they are processing a date which is after when you filed, well, then you're in luck. Your visa number's current, and you're able to either adjust status in the U.S. if you qualify, and that's a whole nother issue. Okay, don't fall into the mistaken belief that just because you're inside the U.S. now and you happen to be legally here now, that you're going to be able to adjust without a problem, 3 years from now or whenever. Okay, so adjustment's a whole different issue. So you'll either adjust or you'll consulate process, which is, everything is sent to the National Visa Center and then ultimately to the U.S. consulate where it is that you live or has jurisdiction over where you live. And then if everything goes smoothly, you come in as a lawful permanent resident. So that's where you stand. Okay.